Hello and welcome. I'm going to work through an exercism challenge. And this one that I'm going to work on is called Armstrong numbers. So I'm going to get right into it. So firstly, the instructions are on the right hand side. I'm going to read them. An Armstrong number is a number that is the sum of its own digits, each raised to the power of the number of digits. That didn't make sense when I first read it. So I went down to the example, which made a little more sense. So 9 is equal to 9 to the power of 1, which is equal to 9, right? The reason why it's to the power of 1 is because 9 is one digit by itself. So the second example is 10, and it states that it is not equal to 1 to the power of 2. So 1 is the first digit of 10, and then it raises to the power of 2 because 10 is a two-digit number. And then you add that to 0, which is the second digit, and then to the power of 2 because, again, 10 is a two-digit number. And the total of that is equal to 1, which is not equal to 10, meaning 10 is not an Armstrong number. One more example, 153. So 1 to the power of 3, again, there's 3 digits here, so it will be to the power of 3, and then you just go through each digit in that number and raise it to that power, add it together, and if that sum is the same number as the number you were given, then it is an Armstrong number. So we just need to write some code to determine whether a number is an Armstrong number. Sounds complicated, but I'm literally going to go through it step by step of how I would personally work this out. Of course, there are hundreds of ways to work things out. My way is pretty much a simplified way. Anyway, let's get right into it. So they give you this little skeleton function here, variable function. I'm going to work with it. So what I need is for mine to take a parameter of number. So I'm going to just call it num. And whatever it is in here will literally be the number that I'm testing. So yeah, I'm going to work with 153 for now. So num, let's just say it's equal to 153. I don't know if this means a comment. If you're new here, the 2 slashes mean comment. So I need to split this number into an array. But in order to split a number into an array, I need to convert it to a string and then use the function split in order to make it into an array. So I'm going to create a variable called numArray, and I'm going to convert it to a string. Then I'm going to split it. And right now we have this 1, 5, 3. So right now this is what we have, but because we need to deal with numbers, I need to convert this back into a number, separated into digits. So literally we're going to map through it and we're going to convert each digit back into a number. So now we should have this. Yeah. So now we've got an array of numbers. We can now loop through each individual item in our array and test whatever we need to test. So I'm going to create a for loop. I'm going to cheat here and use their shortcut, but my variable is going to be called I. So let I equal 0. I less than numArray dot length. So we'll take the length of the array and then I plus plus. Wonderful. So we need to get the total of this 153 to their powers of the length of this array. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to take numArray I to the power of numArray length. The reason why I'm not using 3 is because I need this function to work with any number and any length. So if this was 6, 7, if this was a long number like this, I need to be able to loop through all of them, and then it needs to be to the power of how many digits there are. So that's why I'm using numArray length. Cool. And then I need to add them together. And the way I'm going to do that, let's remove these, is I'm going to create a variable outside the for loop called total. I'm just going to equate that to 0. So that's where we're going to start counting from. So I need this to equal, of all the numbers, to now go into total. So I'm going to do total equal total plus this. So basically what I'm saying is I'm going to calculate the first equation. I'm going to store that in total. I'm going to calculate the second equation, and then I'm going to add that to whatever was stored in there first. And then that new number will now be total. And then last but not least, the third one, it will be stored with whatever was previously there, and then create a new number that will go into total. So that's pretty much the base of the question. And now in order to check whether it is an Armstrong number, I just need to check whether the total is equal to my number. So for the example on the right hand side, 153 is equal to the power of so and so, which is equal to 153. So I need to check if total equals number. I'm going to do that outside the for loop, and I'm going to use an if statement. Total is equal to num. Then I want you to return, can't spell, true. Oh, I really can't spell. Else, if not, then I would love for you to return false. I think that should answer the question. I'm going to press run tests and let's just see. Okay, amazing. So yeah, that is how we answer this question. And I've kind of gone a long way. So in order to kind of make this a little bit shorter, I'm going to remove the comments because we no longer need those. But I'm also going to use a shorthand because writing total equals total plus is kind of long and a bit long-winded to read. So there is a shorthand for this. You remove that, and then you just add whatever operation you want to do. So if I wanted to do total equals total times this, then I would use the time sign or the divide sign, but I'm adding them, so I'll put the add sign before the equal sign. I'm just going to check if that still works. Should work because they are exact same. Yep. And I'm going to shorthand this, which I'm going to try if I remember how. Total equal to num, question mark, true, else return false. And then I'm just going to write the return statement at the beginning. I'm going to comment this out and see if it works. I can't remember how to write them, so I'm hoping that will work. Please just work. Amazing. So this is my final answer. There's probably short ways to go around it, and probably you can make this much shorter, but this is just how I've gone about it. And yeah, if you have any other ways of going about it, please do comment below. Thank you.